Hello and welcome. In this presentation I'm going to talk about the work we did on a unit called Write Content for a Range of Media that was previously a fully face-to-face unit. The focus of this unit is pretty self-explanatory from the title, Writing Content for a Range of Media. So we started the unit off with an introductory video explaining what the student's going to learn. And then the standard layout, obviously with all the learning resources and the subject guide. I don't know how many of you have had issues formatting the subject guide as a HTML page, but just want to quickly show a couple of things that you can do. So this is one I've prepared earlier, but if I go to the edit option, I can go and edit it. So you can see that it's been made up with tables. The tables. If you need to increase the number of rows that you have, you need to use the table editing option, and so that's available in these icons at the top. And this little guy, not to be confused with the equation editor, is the table editor. So once I'm clicked in a cell, I can click on that, and it's always a little finicky. Sometimes it thinks that you want to create a new table, so this time I'll try and select more than just clicking in it. And so now I can insert a row after, or I could delete the row if I didn't like it, and I could also move columns or delete columns or add them. So just in case you're ever wondering how do you get more rows or decrease your columns, as long as you're clicked somewhere in the table and you've maybe selected some stuff, click on the table editor, and then you've got your options in terms of columns and rows. So because this is now going to be a self-paced course, I slightly changed the schedule information, and so what the students are encouraged to do is actually record from when they enrolled, because it's an open learning CRN, and to record their own start dates, and there's information given on that session 1 should be completed within the first 7 days and so forth. So they're actually encouraged to print out this document and record their own dates. And then we give lots of guidance about the things that they should be doing from one section to the next. I'll get out of that. So in this course we've tried to go for a fairly consistent approach. We've again used templates, things that are available to you easily in eLearn to make things look attractive. So this is an example of a vertical tab. We've put in the attributes for the copyright, which is essential. Formerly this was quite a lengthy book, and so we've cut it down by using the vertical tabs and kept the information nice and succinct by having just informational feedback and then reflective practice, but giving more information. So using the vertical tabs, we're able to put in a video, put in some more text for the students to work through. So I was just going to quickly show you some of the tools that are available to you. So I've put in a label. So it's these little guys that you want to become familiar with. So this is the template option. So if I wanted a heading on the top of this label, we'll just go to the templates and scroll through. So there's options there for various types of tables, horizontal and vertical tabs, images, headings, copyright. I use most of these, but I'm going to go for a heading label. I'm going to insert it. And so you can see it's put in a line, and then I can type in my heading. Then you can type in whatever text you wanted, and I'll show you an example of using the table template. So I'm going to grab one of these, and so it puts it in all beautifully formatted, and every second row will be shaded. If I'm not happy with how many columns, so at the moment it's 4 columns and 2 rows, you can go into the table editor and insert more rows after. Unfortunately you have to do those one at a time, but you can now see I've got 4 rows, and if I only wanted to decrease the number of columns, I could go in and delete the column, and now you can see I have 3 columns. And so it makes it look nice and professional. To use the copyright template, just go and select it, insert, And so it's all nicely formatted for you. If you've only got the one text source, I like to make mine a little bit smaller, and so you need to turn off the underline tool, but it might have been whatever it was. I'm just going to make this up. And if you can be bothered, take off sources, get rid of the rest. And if you want to make it appear a little bit smaller on the body of your page, I just click this twice and it makes the font decrease the spacing between it. So I would strongly encourage, have a play with some of these options. So the bullet tool, the numbering tool, that's linking, giving a link option to a website, or your alignment, changing indentation, a couple of changes to your font if you needed them, and so forth. So get in there and have a play. This one's pretty cool. Awesome font. It always looks a little weird until you get used to it. So these are ones that you can choose from that are already set up in the system. So it might be that you want to emphasize something, so I'm going to make this information and hit insert. So that looks super weird, but when you save it, so I'm going to create this section, you see that it comes up with a really nice little information button. That's it from me.